Hey guys, I'm Pierre Piscatelli, and I'm going to teach you all how to play Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock the easy way. Check it out. Let's start with the left-hand bass line. Find the lowest F on your piano, use your fifth finger to play that F, and then use your middle finger, finger 3, to play C, 2 on E flat, 1 on F. So the result is this. One more time. So you're going to do that 4 times for the introduction of the song, and then another 4 times for the first 4 measures of the A section, since it's a blues. So 8 bars total. So something like this. That was the intro. And that was the first 4 bars of the actual blues form. If you haven't already done it, please consider subscribing and liking this video. It's so helpful with the growth of this channel. Thank you. The next thing we're going to do is move our hand up to B flat. We're going to play the same exact bass line up a 4th in a different key. So put your 5th finger on B flat, your 3rd finger on F, 2nd finger on A flat, and thumb on B flat. Notice that my hand is sort of moving in the direction of where it needs to go. I'm not so much stretching and setting the fingers, which would be kind of painful. I'm moving, kind of like a jellyfish or a spider. So keep your hand loose and mobile, and just bring the hand where it actually needs to go. Don't feel pressure to stretch. So this, you're going to do only 2 times. Not 4 or 8 like the previous line. So once you do that, you're actually going to go back to F 2 times. So just to recap, so far you did this 4 times for the introduction, another 4 for the beginning of the blues form. We move up to B flat 2 times, back down to F 2 times. Now for this next part, we're going to do something completely different. We're going to ditch this bass line and move our hand to C and B flat, almost an octave stretch. But notice that it's a bit muddy because we're pretty low in the register here. So I'm going to move my hand up an octave and play this C and this B flat, which is right below middle C. So what you're going to do is play that for a measure, and then go down 1 whole step to B flat and A flat, like that. Bring it back up to C and B flat, back down to B flat and A flat, up 1 more time to C and B flat, and on this last one, we're going to descend chromatically to the B flat and A flat. So like this. B and A, B flat and A flat. So that was the little addition. Just a little chromatic. And if you don't know what chromatic means, chromatic is just descending along consecutive notes. So if I go like this and play consecutive notes that are next to each other, that's chromatic movement in music. Let me recap this section for you guys. So C and B flat, B flat and A flat, back up, back down, chromatic, like that. And finally, let's go back to the original F bass line 2 times, 2 bars. That gives you the entire 16 measure form for Watermelon Man. Once you guys get comfortable with that left hand, move on to this right hand that I'm about to show you. We're going to sort of combine the traditional blues chords that Herbie Hancock used here with the melody in one, which is not easy to do, but it can be done. Let's do this. In the right hand, we're going to play F, A, C, and E flat from bottom to top. And I think fingers 1, 2, 3, 5 work best for this. Like that. After that, play the F with the thumb, which you're already on, 2 times, like that. And then use your 2nd and 4th fingers to play A flat and C together. This is called a double stop. And then B flat and D with the third fingers, which are free. They're hanging out right here, like that. And then back to F with your thumb. So let me recap that for you. So the big chord, F, A, C, E flat, and then F 2 times, A flat and C, B flat and D, back to F, just like that. 2, 3, 4, 1. What I like to do now is play an F octave. So thumb on F, pinky on F. After that octave, everything from the previous 4 bars is the same. Remember that? You're just going to do that again. So the first 4 bars, you had this F7 chord and that little melody line. Now you just play an F octave. 2, 3, 4, 1. Once you have that, we've arrived to this C7 part here, right? Where the left hand jumps up an octave and plays this shell of a C7 chord. What you're going to do in the right hand for this part is play C with the thumb 2 times, and then use the 4th finger on G, pinky on A, and now come down a half step to A flat with the 4th finger, G, F, D, F, G. So that line sounds like this. Once you have that, there's a line afterwards that's almost identical except for the last note. Check it out. So at the very end, I crossed my finger over, as you saw, to C and D and made those the last 2 notes. After that, also slightly different. C, G, A flat, F. And now finally, you're going to come down to the F above middle C and play this, which you've done before. This comes from the beginning. F 2 times, A flat and C, B flat and D, F. All right, now for the hardest part, putting the hands together. So there is some syncopation, which means playing off of the beat, and sometimes the hands are off by an 1/8 note from each other, which sounds cool, but it's a little bit difficult to practice and put together. So what I recommend that you do is watch the video maybe 5 seconds at a time and just keep going back, listening and watching the coordination of my hands and copying me until you get it. So take your time with this. I'm going to play through it very, very slowly. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. So when you guys go back and rewatch that part, you should focus on the moments where the hands line up and where they don't. So for example, in the beginning, we know that we start together perfectly, which is great. And that the left hand gets to play all that stuff on its own. Nothing to coordinate. And then once it lands on that F, you can see that the right hand plays its 2 Fs. But then notice that on the second F, that's where I move my left hand. So you see I'm paying attention to all of these moments and how they are coordinated, literally note by note by note. So if you're going to learn from a tutorial like this instead of reading music, this is how you have to do it. Really on a micro level, note by note, looking at the hands and seeing, okay, when does this hand line up with this hand? When does it not? When is it only this hand? You have to really analyze it in that way. And if you do, you will get the coordination and it will sound great. Anyway, that's it for Watermelon Man. I hope this was helpful. This is how I've taught it to my students for years, and I think it's a nice way to combine the bass line, the melody, and some harmony in the middle. This generally satisfies what most people want to do. But of course, it can be tweaked and modified a million different ways to your heart's content. So feel free to mess around with it and let me know what you guys think. Please like this video, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.